What's up? Looks like you found my YouTube channel. So what I plan on doing here is taking all my ideas from my TikTok videos and just expanding upon them, because let's face it, 1 minute is just not enough time to be able to get this information in. So the purpose of the series here is to show you songs that you should be learning to actually progress your playing forward. If you learn the songs I tell you to, they will actually have practical ability, not just within that song, but in other songs, in other jams if you're with other musicians. Too many people memorize songs and they have no idea, they can't make sense of the song at all, they don't understand it theoretically, or they don't even understand any of the patterns that are happening. That is a bad habit that'll lead to a hard plateau, and then you won't get any better and you'll wonder why. It's because you have to be actively thinking about what makes songs the way they are. So to kick off this channel, let's take a look at Rhiannon by Fleetwood Mac. Again, this one is Rhiannon by Fleetwood Mac, and this one is going to work on your technical ability and theoretical knowledge of the fretboard. It's just a 2-chord progression. You got an A minor going to an F major, and when we're on the A minor, the magic happens. We use what's called thirds. They're intervals. So again, these are thirds. Again. They're called thirds because they are 3 notes away in the A minor scale. 1, 2, 3. It might not seem like much, but I like to take anything that I can learn and apply it to the first and second position of the pentatonic scale, because that's what everybody kind of ends up using most. That's just the way it is. So if we take those thirds and we transfer them into the first position of the A minor pentatonic chord, you'll see this. So check it out. 5th fret, A minor pentatonic, and we take those thirds, they were down here, but you can play the exact same intervals up here. So when you understand that you're right here, A minor, and those thirds can go right over your pentatonic scale, you can use these in your solos. And this is how you get better. This is how you learn how to improvise. You hear songs that you like, you get it in your head, you learn how to play it, and you figure out where you can plug it in to your common shapes. In this case, it's that first pentatonic shape. So if I solo in that first pentatonic shape, this A minor pentatonic, I can just toss in those intervals. Because you're just banking up licks. That's my goal right now. It's just to keep banking up cool, jazzy, bluesy licks, country licks. I gotta internalize them one at a time, one bend at a time. So let me break it down even farther and show you exactly how to play it, if this isn't clear enough. You know, guitar players are the most visual learners, because when you start getting good, you can just look at a guy's hand from across the room and know exactly how he's playing something. So, but if you're not exactly there yet, here we go. First finger on the 1st fret, B string. Second finger on the 2nd fret, G string. Play them together, and I'm picking them with my pointer finger and my 2nd finger on these 2 strings respectively. Then all I have to do is shift that up 2 frets. So you're hitting them both. Those are the first 2 sounds in the song. So instead of having 2 different frets, put your 2nd finger and your 3rd finger both on the 5th fret on the G string and the B string. Just like that. So all together we have, then we go back down. right? One more time. Now we gotta play 2 open. Same 2 strings, G and B. One more, and we are shifting our 2 fingers down a set of strings. So instead of G and B, we're playing it down on D and G, or the 2 middle strings, or the, how would you say it, the 4th and the 3rd string. So all together. The second half is over the F chord, so we come down into it. So that's not that hard. Take the shape of the F, and you're taking your 2nd finger and 3rd finger where they are. So 2nd finger is on the 2nd fret, G string, and the 3rd finger is on the 3rd fret, D string. Then we have to play those 2 same open notes. You're playing the G and the B open. Then we're landing on the 1st note that we played in over that A minor chord. So we have our pointer finger on the 1st fret, B string, 2nd finger on the 2nd fret, G string. Then you play it open again, actually twice. And we're back on the first one where our 3rd finger is on the 3rd fret, D string, and our 2nd finger is on the 2nd fret, G string. So, all together. Now comes the fun part. You have to add in your thumb for a little bit of those bass notes. So, as you're hitting these thirds, your thumb should be picking a consistent bass line on the A string. And then we switch to an F. And if you want to look at this, how I wrap the thumb, technically this isn't correct playing. Technically this is bad technique, but John Mayer played like that, Jimi Hendrix played like that, so I'm going to do it. If you can't wrap the thumb, then it's going to be a little hard to do this. And keep the bass string down. So if you can't do that, then just don't play it at all. Just hold the F chord. If you ever can't do something, just simplify it. Make it sound the best you can, but smooth. You're always aiming for smooth. If you're trying to play something really technical and it's sounding all chopped up because you're not quite there yet, simplify it. Take notes out or simplify the melody, slow it down, whatever you got to do to make it sound smooth. Because making your song sound smooth is way better than trying to squeeze in notes that you're struggling with and it sounds choppy. And then that's just a clear tell that you're not there yet. You're still on your way somewhere. You know, I don't know if I explained that right. So again, we're incorporating the bass over the thirds. So there's no way to explain how to make this easier. You can't just snap your fingers and be good at this. This is one of those technical things that requires coordination between the left and the right hand and your first 2 fingers and your thumb. It's going to rack your brain a little bit. You have to do it a lot. That's the only way to get good at it. You could sit and do this for a half hour. You could sit and do this for a couple hours and maybe just have it done in one night. But the important thing is when you're learning these kind of technical things and you're just getting it into your hands, you're just trying to get used to a new thing, you gotta take breaks. 20, 25 minutes, and then take like 5 minutes to do something completely different. If it's playing on your phone, fine, it's playing on your phone, but you gotta give your brain and your hands a break to decompress. And then when you get back into it, you will be top efficiency again. So your efficiency when you're practicing, it starts high and you start getting around like 20, 25 minutes. And if you keep plowing through it, your efficiency is just going to keep dropping. But if you take that one break, you come back up to full learning efficiency again. For me personally, playing things slow always helps me. And then I just do it forever. And I listen back and I play it and I listen back and I play it. That helps me. But if it's really not coming that easy to you, then you can simplify the bass line. You don't have to play the consistent notes. You could play along with your picking. And that's fine. And if you're playing it in a band, then like nobody's even going to notice anyway. But if you're playing solo, people might notice, but still, another musician would. But your average just listener who's like the non-musician ear, they're not it. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about that one little detail. So you might as well up and just make it easy. So if you take those same original thirds and you move them up to that first pentatonic shape, where I personally think they are a lot more useful, you're going to find yourself in this shape. First of all, let's do the A minor pentatonic. And keep your hand lined up there so you don't lose your place. Again, this is it's a framework, and we're going to fill it up with flicks over time. And this is the first of many. So when you're going up the pentatonic scale, you can just stop at 2 notes, and that's your first interval. Check it out. It was those last 2. 1 and 2. You play those at the same time. Third finger, D string, 7th fret. First finger, G string, 5th fret. So you take that same shape, move it up 2 frets. That's the second interval of thirds. And the last one, you got your third finger on the 10th fret of the D string and the second finger on the 9th fret, the G string. So all 3. And if you want to use a pick with us, if you're just trying to have fun with this, use a pick and strum down from the A string, the 5th string, and hit that open A string with the interval. Just sounds really cool. And then you can mix it in when you're soloing. And then you can hit the whole chord. It's just a small piece of the A minor chord. Right in there, and the 2 middle strings, that's our first interval. So it's all about visualizing the A minor chord. You're visualizing the pentatonic chord over it, and you're picturing the intervals over that. It's just layers. I think about this stuff, the improvisation, I think about it in terms of shapes and layers and how they go over each other and how my options can change throughout the song. So for example, when it changes from the A minor to the F chord, if you're familiar with other voicings of the F chord or the cage system, you just got yourself a lot of options. So we could go from the A minor to an F. I like this position, this voicing. It's like playing a C in an open position with the, if you shifted your fingers around and then you moved them up here. It's a very John Mayer, Jimi Hendrix type chord. If you want to pause it and try to copy it. Me trying to tell you exactly how to play this chord is going to take a while, and I'll probably mess up. Take a look at that. Again, it's like if you put a capo over the 5th fret and then you played a C chord above it. So you can do something like this. Just for sake of demonstration, this is the beauty of the guitar, that you really only need to learn a trick like this one time in one specific position. If we were going to play a completely different song, let's say in D minor, we'll play a different D minor for it. Where's the D minor pentatonic? Where would that start? Well, the normal pentatonic scale, you just start it in a different place. Start it on the 10th fret. Same chord, same pentatonic shape though, as we did with the A minor pentatonic. So that means that we can use the same intervals just in this position. D minor. And that one little demonstration is just the tiniest bit of what's possible by continuing to learn the right songs like this. And granted, these lessons might be skewed a little more towards the intermediate level. It might not exactly be beginner. You can definitely play this as a beginner. You can learn this and it'll still help your technique. I honestly believe as a beginner, any song you play should be one that works on your technique and basic chords, one that's just outside of your reach. Not too far outside, because it'll just be annoying and you'll spend days trying to learn it and you'll just hate it eventually. I got songs like that in my head. Like I tried to learn the solo to Aqualung like when I was way too young and I just couldn't get it. So now I hate the song. But if you again learn songs that are just outside of your reach and they will start pushing you with your technique, you'll bank up these songs, you'll slowly get better. Next thing you know, you're shooting at a beginner into an intermediate level, and you're applying stuff like this. So I hope this helped. I hope this was better than a 1-minute TikTok video. If you found me on TikTok and then you click my link to go to this longer lesson here, and this provided value to you, please let me know in the comments that you like this, and if you want me to keep making these videos. And if this format is annoying to you on YouTube, I'm not sure. I wanted this to feel like a really long TikTok video, but let me know if you hate it.